Well, hello everybody, welcome to the Forex market analysis session. If you guys are new, my name is Alexander Nikitin. I am a professional trader and a developer of MPS software. And those of you who follow me for a while know already that I am a pattern trader. Basically, I am an advanced pattern trader. If you don't know what are these patterns, go to my website www.ps-software.net, click this Learn the Patterns tab. Here it is. Wait until the page loads and choose the pattern you are interested in. Simply click on, let's say, Gartley Advanced Formation. Okay, you will have the diagram, how it looks. Then you will have the identification rules, you will have the execution rules, and you will have the trade management rules. All three are very important. It is a bad mistake nowadays that people identify patterns as harmonic ones and they trade them, execute trades as advanced formation, and vice versa. They identify patterns as advanced formations and they trade them as if they were harmonic patterns. Okay, in today's video I will use my own pattern. It is called the Unified Gartley, and first of all I will teach you the identification, execution and management of this pattern. After that we will do the analysis using that pattern, and then I will give you an important announcement as I promised. First of all, let us draw the pattern. To draw the pattern I will use my manual algorithm. It can draw patterns on whatever space on your chart. So you can see this black is a unified Gartley. So it is the rough scheme, so I will explain you first. First of all, you should identify this leg. This is called the initial leg. It can be an impulse leg or an anchor leg, it can be a retracement or whatever, it doesn't matter. The thing that I pay attention to, that it should be only one wave according to your swing identification algorithm, according to your wave identification algorithm. So what I mean, it can have minor retracements, yes, but it should not be this way, very large. So your swing identification algorithm should say that it is only one swing. Another thing about this first movement is that the previous movement should be at least 1/3 of this movement. So you should calculate this. Let us calculate it this way, something like this. So you see from here to here we have 382, and this previous movement is exactly 382, so it is more than 1/3. 1/3 is 0.333. So keep this in mind. So the previous movement should be 1/3. It will not be very good if you identify patterns this way. So it will not be valid pattern. Should be skipped. That's it about the first leg, the X to A. Once we have identified our X to A leg, the second thing you should do, you should stretch your fibs from X to A. And there are two requirements for the B point: the minimum requirement and the maximal requirement. The minimal requirement says that the B point should be precise 50, and the maximal requirement says that the B point should be precise 618. That's why it is called the Unified Gartley. So as you understand, the minimal requirement is taken from the BAT pattern and the maximal requirement is taken from the Gartley pattern. Okay, how can it be the precise 50? It happens very rarely when you hit precise 50. So this is very simple as I treat it. If price is not precise 50, if it is somewhere in the middle, let's say this point is somewhere here in the middle between the 382 and 50. Is it enough to be calculated as valid pattern. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to look if this closer to 50 or it is closer to 382. If it is closer to 382, then it is invalid. If it is closer to 50, then it is valid. You see that? Okay, I will give you the borderline. So this borderline is 0.441. So if it is less than 0.441, there is no pattern. If it is 1 pip more or equals to 0.441, then the B point is in the range. The same with 61A. You see that? It can exceed 61A because it is very, very rare situation when you have price installing the retracement to 61A sharp. That's why I take this middle, yes, between the 61A and 786, and if price exceeds that middle line, then it is invalidated. If it is still in the range before that middle line, then it is valid. So the borderline between this 786 and 61A is 0.736. So the range is from 0.441 to 0.736. So you can modify these entries to make your pattern more precise. For example, your 50 could be 50 minus 5%, and your 61A could be 61A plus 5%. For example, it is not something mandatory. Okay, hope you understood that. This is the most difficult part, the identification of the B point, because it is very different from advanced formations. It is very close to harmonic pattern identification. Next, once the B point is installed and price installed the C, yes, it moves from C to D, you stretch your fibs, actually you inverse it, and you stretch it from this bottom to the top, and you look at the range between the 382 and 1. So this is the valid range of the C point. So if it exceeds at least by 1 pip the A point, then it is invalid. If it doesn't hit at least by 1 pip the 382, then it is invalid. Okay, this is the most simple part, very simple rule, from 382 to 1. And if all criteria are met, what you need to do, you need to stretch your fibs from X to A once again, like this, and your entry or your completion zone will be 786, and your invalidation level will be 113. So your completion starts from 786, your invalidation starts from at 113. Okay, this is the identification. The pattern is identified. This should be one wave, this should be one wave, this should be one wave, and this should be one wave. It's not okay if you have these movements interrupted by large retracements. They shouldn't be two waves, and there shouldn't be two waves here as well. Shouldn't be two waves here. Okay, that's why, by the way, that's why the rule of having one wave, for example, it will save you from these situations when reversal starts earlier, yes, and the CD leg didn't officially complete, yes, and then it moves here. So this movement will not complete the pattern. It invalidates the pattern because you have it 1, 2, 3 waves within this CD leg, and my rule says that you should have it only one wave. Well, it can be this way, but not this way, yes. Okay, hope you understood that. It all depends on your swing identification algorithm. I repeat it once again. Swing identification algorithm. You should first identify swings. How do you identify them? Well, you can use your extremes indicator, you can use your oscillators indicator, you can use your whatever. And I will talk about the swing identification in the end of this video. And it is the remarkable announcement. It is very powerful stuff that I have created, and that will help you a lot. Okay, the identification is done. As I told you, it mostly depends on the swing identification algorithm, and only then, after you have learned your swing identification, you go and measure those B point, C point, D point. It takes for a while. It took me somewhere 10 minutes to draw this pattern, to check all the points, and my software, the MPS software, can draw it automatically. So you saw how it draws manually, yes, and here I simply enable custom pattern, custom Gartley. It is true, minimum B, maximum B. It should not exceed A, that's why extension is false. Minimum C is 32, maximum C is 1, and completion is 786, and validation is 113. You can type your own ratios, but this is what I use. Unified Gartley, because it unites the features of BAT and a Gartley. Okay, I can also show you something, maybe back test, some back test results on these patterns. Unified Gartley, it is 57, 60, 58% correct, somewhere here, around here. Okay, let me delete all this stuff, and let us start. Before we start the analysis, how this setup is traded, let me draw it back. Here's the zone. Here is the zone, yes. First of all, you should pick up the correct time frame. Pay attention to these numbers. The second number is 45.8. It is the potential take profit. Potential take profit. What if price touches the zone, the maximal take profit, and goes to your 382 very, very sharp? So 45.8, 46 sharp, it is the same. So pay attention to this number, and then calculate your 3 ATR period 5000. So you can open your indicators, go to where indicators ATR, enable that period 5000, and you will have it here. Simply, what is that? 13.6 multiplied by 3. Here's your ADR. Period 5000. And if your 3 ATR is less than your potential take profit, then you should trade on this time frame. If your 3 ATR is more than your potential take profit, let's say 45.8 is more than 46.3, then you should switch to lower time frame. Look what happens when we switch to lower time frame. It turns into 339. It is my second indicator that calculates the 3 ATR automatically. So you can see that the 339, 458, it is exactly what I need. I used the double rule. So first of all 4 hours, then I go 2 hours, then I go 1 hour, then I go 30 minutes, then I go 15 minutes. So every higher time frame is twice greater than the previous time frame. Okay, so 45.8, 33.9. So this pattern should be executed on 30 minutes. Once we have the time frame that is needed for the pattern, the next thing that is left is to wait until price enters this zone and to have the first candle with a powerful bearish close. What is the candle with a powerful bearish close? It is this candle. So let me explain it. So we have candles that have highs and lows. So the difference between the high and the low is called a range. So the candle with a powerful bullish close is the candle that closes in the upside 20 of its range, 20% of its range. The candle with a powerful bearish close is the candle that closes in the downside part of its range, in the downside 20 of its range. So I created a special indicator that shows when the candle is closed in the upside 20% above 80 and when it closes in the downside 20%. So you can see that this candle, this one, small, closes very good in the bottom. So they are very reversal, very powerful reversal formations, and in majority of cases they coincide with powerful candlestick reversal formations. Sometimes they show some new reversal patterns that are not classically explained in candlestick theory and candlestick approach. Okay, let's go next. Let me delete this stuff from my chart. This is the execution. As soon as you see the powerful bearish close, you simply execute that. And after that, you stretch your fibs from your, let me draw the pattern back. Okay. You stretch your fibs from here to here. Here's your zone. You entered, for example, somewhere here because the reversal candle appeared here. Yes. Here's the reversal candle. Come on. Okay, so you stretch your fibs this way to the highest extreme. So you enter it here as soon as the candle closed. Yes. So this will be your target towards 382, and this will be your risk towards 113. You see? And the probability that this reversal will continue is 60%. It is a great probability. Two of three patterns will hit the 382. And in majority of cases it goes even lower to hit 61A and other levels. That's why the strategy says that if it hits the 382, you close your half, you move your stop loss from this 382, from this 113 to your entry to break even the trade, and you have your second part moving to whatever it goes. Well, that's it. The only trade management is, first of all, the target adjustment from here to here. For example, if price will go higher like this, you see that after reversal it reverses and goes high. You need to restretch your fibs, and you will need to adjust your targets. This is very important. This is called the target adjustment rule. Okay, to execute you need the correct time frame, and you need the correct time frame, and you need the candlestick formations. And to manage the trades, you need to adjust your targets. In majority of cases, you won't do that because this reversal typically continues and hits your 382 before it reverses and goes higher. Well, hope that's it about the trend, the unified Gartley identification, execution, and management. I will add this video to my website, so guys, you can have it as a tutorial. Let's start doing the analysis. All the patterns are drawn automatically, so I will simply switch between the time frame. The unified Gartley here, let me place an alert, and just below this 786, go to trading alert, so I will be notified. The pound dollar cipher pattern is also a good pattern, and I traded the similar way. Okay, go to alert. Aussie dollar nothing, USD Canada nothing, pound dollar nothing. Simply switch between the charts. Okay, this one, you see what I mean, guys, about this pattern. Okay, this is Euro Canadian pattern. So what do you think, if it was a winner or a loser? You would say, you know what, Alex, what I see from the chart, that this pattern, after hitting the zone, traveled through this zone. But what I would tell you is to this, if we switch to lower time frame, 19.6 and this one 65, so 1 hour is very, very large for this pattern. It is extremely large. So we should switch to 30 minutes, and again it is 45.4, and we should switch to 15 minutes, 15-minute time frame, and it is 31, and even more we should switch to 5-minute time frame. And here's the correct time frame for this pattern. So you can see this pattern, 19.6, 16.4. 16.4 is less than 19.6. So we know that 5 minutes is the execution. So if we go here, stretch the fibs from here to here, and look what happened. Price entered the zone, yes, and it simply hit the 382. So in this case it was a winner. It was a winner. It hit 382, although it looks like a loss on 1 hour. So be careful with your back testing. You should keep in mind that sometimes the movement within one candle can hit your targets. The pound Canadian nothing, New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen, okay. Then we should go to Euro New Zealand. Need to hit this alert. Then go Canadian nothing. Okay, Canadian, same stuff here. For example, 23.5 is less than 46.3, so we go here. 31, we go to 15 minutes. And within this zone, we see this stuff. It was a loss, I suppose, but it doesn't matter. I simply tried to explain you the rules. So within this zone, price entered the zone, it entered very deep into the zone, yes? We had this powerful candle close. So this one was a powerful candle close according to this indicator. So stretching fibs from here to here, like this, on 15 minutes, and executing the trade here. So what we basically have, we have the risk of 10 pips, 10.3 versus the reward of 24.1. So in this case it didn't reach, it tried, but it didn't reach the 382 level, the take profit, but it was 10.3. But if you trade it according to advanced pattern formation rules, look what your entry is. The 786 entry with limit order, it is inverse. You have 27 pips of risk versus 7 pips of reward. That's what I'm talking about. 10 pips instead of 27. Canadian yen, Euro Canadian, need to switch it back. Canadian, Aussie Canada nothing, Aussie New Zealand, wonderful pattern. So plenty of patterns. I don't need to think about those ratios, about those Fibonacci's, about something else. I will be notified if the pattern is completed. The only thing that I will look at is the C to D lag, if it is a one wave straight movement, or we had a kind of reaction before we actually reached the completion zone, the completion level. If we had already kind of reaction that is that invalidates the CD lag, that makes it not one wave movement but 2, 3, 4, 5 wave movement, then it is not okay. Okay, going to euro dollar. It is 4 hour time frame. Dollar yen, pound dollar, sorry, euro yen. Switch. It is very convenient. Just switch between the time frames. New Zealand dollar, potential unified Gartley. So alert. Pound Aussie, euro GBP, euro Aussie. Euro Aussie will have a running unified Gartley. It was 1 hour execution, I suppose. 87.6, 65.5. Yes, it was 1 hour execution. And in this pattern, I entered here on this candle. So you see that? The powerful close of this candle. So I am simply just below the completion. And price reversed and went lower and lower and lower. So what I did initially, my targets was this one, yes, and as price goes deeper, I adjusted targets to this, and as it goes deeper, I adjusted targets to this. My stop loss is still in this case, in this level, 113. Okay, so either it hits my stop loss or it goes and hits my targets. Let's go back. Aussie yen, potential cipher pattern, one of the most probable patterns. The probability of ciphers is above 60, 65 to 70 sometimes. Okay, New Zealand yen, another cipher. Okay, done. Let us go next. Euro New Zealand, Canada yen. Canada yen was a wonderful winner last week. Aussie CAD and Aussie New Zealand. Well, that's it about the analysis itself. Okay, what I wanted to show you today is my work. I'm working to create a new indicator. It will be called MPS 5, version 5, because it is next generation of indicators, and I want this indicator to demonstrate you this indicator. Let me switch it on. First of all, what I want to show you is the settings of that indicator. If we go to MPS 0.5, -1 for history, this one, you can switch between the swing identification algorithm, and it is not the same as we had in MPS 4, simply using between large, small, medium. It is much more sophisticated. So first of all, you should switch the swing identification according to the method of identifying your extremes. So you can identify your extremes two ways. Basically, there are only two ways on identifying the swings. First way of identifying swings is relying on oscillators, stochastics, RSI, what is that else? CCI, commodity channel index, then Williams percentage range. These are the main oscillators. So when price goes into the overbought, oversold zone of these oscillators, it typically says about the following reversal, that the reversal might happen. And these oscillators and work extremely good during consolidation periods. And as we know that price consolidates somewhere around 70% of the time, and it only trends 30% of the time. These are very good swing identification techniques. They show the majority of major peaks and valleys. Okay, and so you can choose between them. And in case we have some trending market, or you want to stay some standard, some old school method of swing identification, you can use that price extremes. For example, the highest high between the 10 bars, lowest low between 10 bars. This is called the price extreme method. So you can switch them. Williams percentage range, commodity channel index, RSI stochastic, price extremes, and of course manual is available, so no stuff will be drawn. Then you can show the history, or you can analyze whatever number of bars as I told you. So -1 is to show patterns on history only. Then you can set to show indicators overbought, oversold. So if you enable this to true, the indicator will show you what are overbought and what candles are oversold. For example, let's go to RSI, and if we enable RSI, we should go to RSI settings. So the RSI period is 7, overbought is 70, and oversold is 30. For example, if you change these numbers, it will be less sensitive. If they are smaller, it will be more sensitive to price turns. So this enhanced swing identification algorithms will be available in MPS 5 soon. Okay, so every one of them is available for fine-tuning. Okay, and after that, the swing identification algorithm based on price extremes. Yes, the highest high between 10 days, the lowest low between 10 days, and the rest is typically the same. And the new stuff that will be available in this indicator is this graphic interface. So you won't only have this button here, you won't have only this button here that turn it on, turn it off. You will also have some kind of drawing pattern to turn all Gartleys, bats, to switch between the swing identification algorithms fast. Okay, as I told you, this one is the oversold condition. If we have below the candle, it is oversold condition of the candle using what method? The RSI, I suppose. Yes, on RSI 5. And if we have a pattern, it will draw them. And if we go to switch RSI to 14, yes, look what happens. Nothing happened. Okay, so it is slightly lagging. Not yet ready, so needs some work to be done. Oh, sorry, it's not lagging, guys. I simply switched that off. So you see, if it is off, it's not working. If it is on, it is working. So let me go back and show you the settings, RSI. What if we go to period 14 of that RSI? So you see it becomes less sensitive to minor turns, and it becomes more sensitive to greater turns. That's why you can have larger patterns. You see that? So how the patterns look like. So maybe it is okay for you. Maybe you'd say, well, you know what, I like the RSI be period 5, but the extremes should be from 80 to 20, overbought and oversold. So RSI overbought or RSI oversold. So it will also change the algorithm. You see, minor patterns appeared. here. Okay, okay. And also you can do it this way. To understand if the pattern was one swing or two swings, I also enabled this indicator, zigzag drawing, in my indicator, in this indicator. So let me switch it off. Okay, so this is the C to D leg, yes, and you see this was the swing to the downside, and it should continue and hit this pattern, but it reversed, and only then it started the next swing. So instead of one swing, we had 1, 2, 3. So what it signals to, that all reaction already done. So no need to trade it on this second completion. So the retest of this level is already done. Okay, the same stuff here. Instead of waiting, instead of going to the upside here, we first went to the downside, and only then we went to the upside. Okay. So I hope you understand this rule. But here the C to D leg is straight, but what is not straight is a B to C leg. It has two waves. It has two waves. Instead of this, it initiated to this. Well, I need to do further calculations on this. What if we have not the C to D, but what if we have B to C leg? And I suppose that it will stay somewhere the same. And of course, it is something strange here. Oh, it is one candle. It detects one candle reversals. So it was this, one candle reversals. It became more sensitive. Okay, let me switch it to my favorite one, to my price extremes. Price extremes, and I like the price extremes being the highest high between the last 10 days, lowest low between the last 10 days. So the highest high, lowest low. So this is my favorite swing identification algorithm. It suits the majority of the majority of the patterns. Okay, okay. So you see, here are the patterns. Here is the zigzag according to these patterns, and the rest is the same. What is new is that you can switch between the swing identification algorithm using the oscillators. Then you can switch, set your oscillator instead of simply choosing that large, medium, or whatever algorithm. You can set it to your taste. If you want the RSI be 15 period, if you want it to be 1 or 2, if you want that price extreme to be 10, or you want this price extreme to be 20. So what if I go and set that my swing identification algorithm should be based on the fractals that are actually the highest highs between 20 days, not 10 days, but 20 days. What are 20 days? They are 4 weeks, because we have 2 days of rest. So based on 20 days swing identification algorithms, we have larger swings. And of course you can have them displayed. If you use what is wonderful about this new method, if you use RSI, if you use Williams percentage range or stochastic in your trading, you also have that overbought, oversold candles conditions. So for example, this candle, this is the pattern, yes, based on stochastic. Stochastic is oversold at this candle, so the signals to have a trade. For example, I don't say that it must be, but it signals for you to have a trade. And look what happened. It hit the 382 and you booked some profits according to stochastic indicator. The same stuff here, the same stuff here. It is overbought, oversold conditions of stochastic. Well, I think stochastic works pretty good as well. It's not that one algorithm is better than another algorithm. The thing is that if you choose one algorithm, you should stay consistent with it. If you like RSI, let it be RSI. If you like something else, let it be something else consistently. And of course, you could switch them to false. So you simply will not have these irritating lines, and you will only have the patterns that are drawn. And of course, you can switch the patterns off as well, and you will have nothing. Okay, let me switch that off and let me see if the manual function is working. The manual function is not working. Oh, no, sorry. I need to switch it to manual function. For this pattern to work, I need to switch it for this. Okay, yes, it works okay. So if we have a potential pattern, for example here, and the algorithm, none of the algorithms somehow identified that, but I very doubt that some indicators will skip this pattern. It all depends on the settings. You can make it more and more sensitive until it finds it. So I tried to have the greatest scope of all the algorithms available, all the algorithms that traders use. So I put them all into one. So not only you have a powerful zigzag drawing indicator, not only you have a powerful tool of recognizing the patterns, you also have some tool that shows you the overbought, oversold conditions of your RSIs to confirm your entries or something like that. And it will have some enhanced graphic interface, not only this button, but also something else will be added here. So these are my ideas. Comment below if you find this idea useful, and if you already want this MPS version 5. Those of my customers who have MPS version 4 will have this update for free when it is ready. Of course, I will fix some bugs, I will maybe enhance some algorithm, I will finish my graphic interface work, and then it will be officially released, and you will have it for free as an update if you already use MPS version 4. Okay, I'm very excited about this. This is what I do right now. This is what actually takes all my time. That's why maybe because of that I'm not very active last days on TradingView, and you don't get my ideas posted because I'm pretty busy doing that stuff. Okay, and that's it about today. I explained you the unified Gartley. I told you about the identification rules, execution rules, and management rules. I also did the market analysis, finding patterns on 1 hour, 4 hour time frames on 19 pairs. And I did this great announcement about my new generation, about MPS version 5 that is coming soon. Hope you like it. Give me your thumbs ups, type your comments below. Until then, good luck and good trading.